Alright, and here is the deck right here. It's called Wolf Run Ramp. And I'm going to explain all of these cards, going to explain why this deck is so good, and explain my thoughts on it and the fact that I'm running it and I think that it's awesome. Alright, and to start out, one of my favorite planeswalkers, Garruk Primal Hunter, or Garruk Primal Hunter, however you want to pronounce it. Tomato, whatever. By the way, it's tomato. This is how it goes. There's 5 mana cost. I know it's a little expensive for a planeswalker. He comes up with 3 of the counters on him already. You can add 1 counter to 3+, give him a 3/3 beast token into play, which is not bad. You are going to do that, obviously, to pump it up, just to get more points on him, because you don't want him to die right away, unless, say, you had another one in your hand, obviously. But then the -3 right here, this is why it's so strong in this deck. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. It's so huge. When you have cards like these next two, Wurmcoil Engine and Primeval Titan, they're so huge because draw 6 cards for just playing Garruk, and it's crazy. So that's why this card is so good, because it enables you to not have to use blue. Wurmcoil Engine is huge. There are some downsides. You can't search for it with the Green Sun Zenith that's in here, but Death Strike and Lifelink is huge. When you're playing against a mirror match or another deck that, like, red deck wins, Lifelink is so pivotal on beating a deck like that. So say, you know, the board gets wiped and you still got 3 3s and one of them has Lifelink. It's really hard to get rid of this guy. He's one of my favorite creatures. He should be used more often in decks, but that's why he's in here. Primeval Titan is so huge. You can search for him with the Green Sun Zenith. You know, he also has a 6 power, so it's huge. Has trample. He gets the lands in your deck, any lands in your deck, so it doesn't have to be a basic land or anything like that. So this guy can set up your combo really awesome. And now the next guy here, Viridian Emissary, 2 for a 2/1, not bad so far. When he gets put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you may search your library for a basic land card, put it into play tapped. So it just kind of ramps your deck up. He's not like Secure Tribelter, I think that's what that guy was called, where you could just like sack him and then just go get a land or something like that. But, you know, he has a blocker, and he's, you know, a 2/1 for 2. So he can start swinging, and if they don't do anything about him, they don't block, and he's going to get some damage through. So here's the rest of the cards right here. We have Acidic Slime, 5 for a 2/2 with Death Touch. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or land. So it's really good versus the mirror match, and you're going to see why in just a second. And then also, it's just a 2 for 1 kind of card. You can search for it with Green Sun Zenith if you really need to get rid of an artifact or enchantment, like say the Tempered Steel card. Other good huge cards too. So it's really just a really good card to have. There's a 1 of in the deck, I believe, so it's just good for Green Sun Zenith. It gives you another target to really look for. Next guy here, Birds of Paradise. There's only 1 in the deck. The reason for that is because you either get it. The only time that Birds of Paradise is good is if you get it in your opening hand. Now, because you have 4 Green Sun Zenith in your deck, this enables you kind of to have it in your opening hand. Now, you can't play it quite as fast, but the reason it's so good is because if you have them in your opening hand, that's good. Just play it. That's awesome. If you don't, then you're not really you're not going to draw him later and waste it type thing. You're not going to draw him like on turn 5. You want to be drawing your threats. So it's really good that you don't draw this guy later. It's kind of a little bit of tech, but I like it. I think it's cool. Next guy here is Solemn Simulacrum. Just awesome. You know, cost 4. You can usually get this guy out on turn 3. And you can just enter the battlefield, go look for a land, then when he dies, draw a card, which is really good too. He's got Slag Storm down there. I'm just going to explain more of those soon. Beast Within is such a huge card. One of my favorite cards, period. Destroy target permanent, 4/3, and it's an instant. Only downside is it puts a 3/3 beast creature token onto the battlefield, but guess what? You run Slag Storms. So you destroy his huge threat. Say you destroy, you know, some crazy huge threat that is going to win him the game. Turns into a 3/3, then you Slag Storm and just kill it. So, you know, plus giving him a 3/3 really means nothing to you. You could either chump, you know, you have Acidic Slime, which can kill the 3/3. You have Solemn that can block and draw you cards. You know, you got your Garruk that is going to make you 3/3s. So really, Beast Within just fits so perfectly in this deck. And Green Sun Zenith, next card, So good. Makes you search for your win conditions. Makes you search for your Primeval Titan, so you can put a big 6/6 trampler into play that's gonna go and search for the lands that you need and everything like that. It's just this card literally searches for your game winning. I mean, it really does, and I'll show you why really soon. I know you guys are getting anxious on what the real big thing behind this is, but the next card, Rampant Growth, just some more ramp. Get some more land into play, etc. Not bad. It filters your deck. Slag Storm, like I said, can either finish off your opponent by doing 3 damage to him, or you can kill the small little crappy creatures that are in their way, so you can come through with your Worm Coil engine. Now, I'm not going to go over all the sideboard cards and everything because, like I said in many videos, the metagame does change in a lot of places, but take a look at this. States and Provincials first. Look at all these first. Look at all these Wolf Run ramps. That's a lot. That is the majority of the decks that got first with Wolf Run Ramp. And I'm going to tell you why this happened. By the way, this is also not all of the state championships. There's still more that need to be posted on the website. And, if things do drastically change, I will update you. But I don't think it's going to. Just look at how many Wolf Run Ramps there are. And just the variety of different states and provincials. So I'm going to tell you right now why this is so powerful. Look at these 2 cards to your right. An uncounterable win. Keswick Wolf Run, great land. You can pump up your guys. With the ramp that you get, you can use this for a huge ability. It gives you trample, which is awesome. And you can activate something like Inkmoth Nexus, which I have said multiple times. This is one of the best cards, period, in all of Standard. And it just, for some reason, its value is only $8. Probably because it's not a mythic rare. But I think that this card is more valuable than people really give it credit. Inkmoth Nexus is just a huge card. And, obviously it turns into a 1/1 artifact creature with flying and infect. So, you can get your Primeval Titan. You can search for both of these cards. Put them into play, tap. Next turn, attack for for 9 or 10 or 11. Just as much as you pump them up to really swing for the game, really. Now, this isn't the only way you can win. Obviously, you have a lot of beats in the deck, but this is just a huge thing. And the thing is, too, that a lot of people weren't ready for this. Coming into states and provincials, this deck just started growing just in the past couple weeks here. So people really weren't ready for this. So I told my friend Ash that went to provincials, I said, you need to play this deck. It's going to be a big winner. It's going to win a lot because of just people that are not ready for it. And he said, well, no, I'm going to stick with my blue-black control. He ended up going 2-2 and dropping out. Now, I don't really want to call him out or anything like that. His deck was pretty good. He could have done a lot better, maybe gotten 6-2 or something like that, but he got frustrated and dropped out, which, by the way, I will give you another tip, is not a good idea. You cannot lose points anymore. So play every single match. Do not drop out. Play every single. Why are you making it easier for your other opponents to get further up in the chain? Play every single match. Just straight up. That's all you need to do. But yeah, guys, this deck is just awesome. I love it. I'm gonna post a Cockatrice video pretty soon, showing a tutorial on Cockatrice, but also it's gonna show how this deck wins and how good it is, and just how strong it is, and it's just a really awesome deck. And I hope you guys like it and test it out, and let me know what you think about this deck and everything. Now, I'm gonna let you know right now that, yeah, it's very popular right now, but the way the decks go is they're the flavor of the week. This deck was the flavor of the week. Now, obviously, all of these cards are really good in this deck, so I don't see this deck going anywhere, but I don't see it being 80% of the field like it pretty much is right now. Take a look at this deck, guys. Like I said, try it out. If you like it, let me know, and I'll see you next time.